Welcome back, everybody. You know what night it is. It's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. It's the Relationship Gumbo Podcast Live Edition. And we got a extra special guest tonight. I'm going to introduce you to her in a minute. But tonight, it's all about love. Have you given up on it forever? If you don't want it, could you ever get it back one day? If you need to bring it back in, is it possible? We're going to talk about all of that. But what I want you to do first, so I want you to share and invite this with your friends, your family, your cousin, your grandma, whoever need to listen, get them on here. So I'm going to take about 30 seconds. I'm going to make sure everything is going where it needs to go. I'll be back and we'll get started. So stand by.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derek Jones about to break it down with the Relationship Gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derek Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship Gumbo, ayy.
All right, we're back. Make sure that you share and invite. If you haven't been here before, the Relationship Gumbo Podcast is also an audio podcast. That means we're going to be on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeart, everywhere you can get it from. I'm there, literally everywhere. So also, if you're new, the way that this show goes is I normally pause for 3 seconds. I start the actual podcast, and then on the other end of it, I pause for another 3 seconds so I can chop it off, so I can have the audio for you guys nice and pretty. So without further ado, let's go. Welcome to another episode of the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. My name is Derek Jones, and I am your host. I'm a certified life and relationship coach, an engineer, a strategist, and a mental health advocate. We may tap into some mental health stuff tonight for us all over with because we're talking about love. So I'm going to introduce my special guest tonight. And tonight's episode is about, just for the people that are tuning in, tonight's episode is, it's about love. It's about if you've lost it and you don't want it no more, can you get it back? Do you want it back? We're going to get into it. So I'm going to introduce my guest to you and we just going to go in. So stand by. All right, let me unmute you. Welcome to the show, Miss Cece. She's Cece like Beyonce, Rihanna. We calling her Cece tonight. And I want you to, first of all, let's do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, Cece is another podcaster that I met in these podcast streets. And I think we kind of been, I watch, I see her content and stuff on Instagram. She probably looks at mine. We never really got it together. And I don't know what happened this time. Maybe you came in on one of my lives or something, but I was like, I gotta get you on the show. And we had a brief conversation about love, and we're gonna get into some of that stuff. But I was like, let's talk about this topic. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and then we're gonna get right into it. So welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. I am Cece, and I have my podcast, From the Mind of Cece, and I'm happy to be here. Hello, everybody.
So Cece, we're gonna talk about this love thing. We're gonna talk about everybody else. We also gonna talk about you just a little bit. So the first thing I'm gonna say is, just to preface the conversation, there's a lot of people out here now that have had a lot of things happen in their lives to the point where they don't even want to know what it feels like to even have love anymore. Because it's too hurtful. You don't want to put yourself in a vulnerable place to be hurt again. So I'm gonna ask you the question. Let me see how I'm gonna ask this question, because we got a little ways to go. So I don't want to go too far too quick. But why do you think, generally speaking, yourself? Well, you can say if it's you included or not. I don't want to give them a spoiler alert, but
Okay.
Why do you think that there's so many people that are now saying, because, you know, there was a point in time where marriage, long-term relationships was the thing that you reach for by any means necessary before you leave this earth?
Oh, the fad that went out of style, you mean?
Yeah. And so, yeah, the fad that went out of style. So now you hear a lot of people saying, I'm good just like this. Being single, I'm having my fun. Don't really give a damn about it. Tried it before, didn't work. Why do you think that there's so many people saying this now?
Well, I think the way society is right now, I think they took the value out of it. That's number one. And honestly, the way relationships, I think a lot of people are jaded. And honestly, the way I saw it, I did see a good marriage with my grandparents. I saw a good marriage. Well, actually, after my parents separated, both of them been in great relationships after they got divorced from each other. 30 plus years after they got it right the second time around. So I saw great relationships after that. So it's not like I didn't see it, but for some reason, after the baby boomer generation, to me, it just went, I don't know what happened. It seemed like the value just went down to me.
Right.
The value of it, people feel like it just seemed like the family just, I hate to put it on, I really, really hate to put it on nationalities and race and stuff like that. But I noticed that, like, not per se, like, count, like, if you have coworkers that's in different nationalities and races, you notice that they're already married and with kids and everything like that. And you notice that black and brown. Hold on, Keith. Let me put in the.
Yeah, it looks a little brown on camera. Yep.
It's empty hands, and it just seemed that I don't know. I think it just really around after the 70s, around that time, it just really just started. The value just went down to me.
Yeah. So my next point I think I want to make too. Do we look at the value? I'm trying to. It's coming from a place because I come from a slightly different vantage point, being Gen X or whatever. So I'm trying to be liberal with how I speak about this. When you say that things have lost their value, think people feel like it's lost its value. A lot of people are making a choice, like I said before, to just stay single forever. And you can see the evidence of it out in the world. You'll see we talk about brown, black people, whatever. You'll see, women hanging out with their girls, going to brunch. And every time you see people, you go out to restaurants, there's like groups of women, no men. The men aren't even hollering at like this. I need you to explain this for me. Let's just go ahead and just do this.
Go ahead. You already know. Shoot the breeze. Let it all.
Why do you think? Because this goes into the larger point. I don't even see men engaging women in public anymore in these lounges or wherever people go. It's like the women will be with their girls, maybe some dudes over here, but they not like, maybe it's different in New York though, because New Yorkers don't care. But a lot of people around the country, they're like, what's going on?
Really? I mean, for me, I don't really go to the clubs like that anymore. But for when I do go to the lounges and stuff like that, yeah, I do kind of notice that when I do go with my female friends. Sometimes you do get approached here and there, but sometimes it's not the attention you want.
The reason why I say that,
it does seem like a lot of people. I hate to say that. I hate to say it, but the higher value people that you want
Uh-huh.
to talk to, they think they're such a catch that they feel like you got to go to them, or they don't want to talk to people.
And I think too, there's a lot of people out here that are afraid to be rejected. There's a lot of I hate to sound like the old dude. I got the gray hair under here, but when I grew up, you shot your shot, and if you got shot down, you got up and you lived to fight another day. Now these people are like, you know what? I'm not even gonna try because there's
Oh
a
no.
possibility that I might get shot down. And I'm like, what kind of stuff are y'all made out
Or
of?
violent. That's what I said. Or it depends where you live. I already told you. Like I'm scared to even, I'm so polite when somebody does shoot their shot because I don't want to get a bottle thrown at me when I'm walking down the
Right.
street. Or they'll say, "Well, f you," or they'll get aggressive if you say no, or they'll say something nasty to you if you say no. So if I do get approached and I don't want the attention or I don't want to talk to that particular person, you have to make sure you word it a certain way or smile, or because sometimes you just get so worried that they're going to be so aggressive or nasty about it if you say no. That's another thing too.
So let me ask you this: since you out here in the streets, but not for the streets. How about that? So,
I like that.
so is there a point where it happens so much that you don't even want it no more?
But that's the thing too. Sometimes it's not. Nobody wants no disrespect to the people. Nobody wants the 8-ounce dealer on the corner trying to talk to them all the time. It's not the
Mhm.
it's not the people that you want. It's always the people. It's always the lookout kids and like the people you don't want. Like who wants the? It's the people. It's the same. It's not. That's the
So,
people
so, so let me
that I encounter.
let me double down on that. So, is there a point where you get so much attention that you just don't want any? Like you just like, you know what, all of y'all, just I can't.
Like I said, it's not. It's that's unfortunately that's what I encounter. Either I get the ones that's bold enough, or like I said, the dime bag people.
No, I'm saying
Or
if the one day came around that might have been kind of like what you wanted, but you have been just dealing with so much crap so long that you may even be like, yeah, you too, just get away from me.
I mean, honestly, I am a approachable person, even though I do have a resting B phase. Even though I may look mean sometimes, I am a friendly person. I mostly do talk to people when they do talk to me. So I do automatically talk or converse with people because that's how I am. So I don't automatically just say, "Oh boy." So I'll converse with you, but if it seems like it's going towards that direction and I'm not interested, I'll just politely decline. But it's
So let's talk about the reason why I made this topic up. We about to go there now because
Mhm.
this is the warm up now. We about to go there.
Oh yes.
You personally,
Mhm.
your stance on marriage and relationships, long-term relationships, where do you stand now as a single woman? What is your ultimate happy place if you had I won't even say if you had a choice. What's your current decision as far as how far you're willing to go with somebody right now?
Right now, I'm not really. Right now, me personally, right now, I don't have the energy or the capacity to pour into anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I gave so much, I poured so much into other people, and it wasn't reciprocated back.
Mm-hmm.
That my cup is empty for other people to give to
Mm-hmm.
other people or to pour into another relationship. So right now, I'd rather just not open that door at this present time.
But
Like
do you
whatever.
think? Do you think that your cup could get full again?
It would, honestly, it would have to be ov- overflowed to be, and I honestly don't think that's a possibility at this present time.
So impossible. Is that because of you or
Nothing's
him?
impossible. I wouldn't say nothing. There's nothing that's impossible. But for people that gives, like that, if you pour into so many other things, there's nothing for you to give. So I need to keep for me now. So I don't want to pour into anybody else at this present time.
So
I don't feel the need to do that.
So to the title of the show,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like you ran out of love to give?
Mm-hmm.
Like, really?
At the present time, yeah. I don't. I'm just like nonchalant about it, numb to it. I'm just like I'm just nonchalant about it right now.
So my next question is, these joints is coming in real time. My next question is, let's key in on the word numb. You've been through so much stuff. Cup is empty. You're numb. You're not willing to entertain it. Don't really have no love to give, time to give, energy to give, something long term.
Mhm.
And that's where I'm at right now.
Mhm.
Do you think that you could ever get to a point where you could get back to the person you were when you were giving of yourself before? Do you think that that's even possible? Or if you get to a point where you end up liking somebody, they may get like 70% of you because the other 30 is just gone forever?
Honestly, I mean, I am a giving person. Even to like family and friends, I'm never gonna just totally be ice cold. I'm not. Even now, I'm not ice cold. I'm still like I'm a sweetie. I'm a nice person. It's not like you're gonna get a mean person or anything like that. You're gonna get the best version of me of that time. But right now, like I said, my cup is my well is dry almost. I'm like
Just for like the whole like foreseeable future, you just like, I'm good.
I mean, like I said, I will entertain. I mean, it's just right now. I just don't.
Because let me
like lightheartedly.
let me qualify what I'm saying, okay? So that you can understand what my thought process is.
Okay.
There's women that will say, I'm taking time for myself because I'm healing, and once I get over this hump of healing and being by myself, then I might be willing to receive someone, right? But there's these people that will say that they're healing for like 10 years, right?
Mm.
Who knows when they're going to come out of it? And to me, when someone says, like, there's women out here that are saying forever, like, I don't even want nobody in my space for the rest of my life, and they be like 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the way they want to be, that's cool. Like, I'm nobody's judge. But you specifically, do you think, you saying right now, do you think that there's a possibility where you would ever love again the way that you know that you probably would want it? Do you think that that's possible?
For me, like, I honestly, there was a time where I used to think like, well, maybe this might happen, maybe this might happen, or maybe things will change around, or I have hope, I have faith. But I have taken account. See, we spoke about this. I've taken accountability for the choices that I have made. I made accountability for the people that I've picked, the situations that I decided to have stayed in, the
Mhm.
situations that I chose to endure. And due to my picking habits, I don't
Mhm.
know if I'm picking responsibly. So I don't trust my picking habits at the present time. I don't
I
know if
like the
I'm
way you
ever
said that.
trust. I don't know if I'll trust my picking habits in general. So
Right.
maybe my picking habits, um, maybe I don't pick long term. I keep picking short term, short term, short term. So maybe that's how I am. Maybe I don't pick people long term. So maybe that's just how I am. Maybe, like I said, I told you my all-time hero is Pam Grier. Maybe I'm gonna be the next Pam Grier. You know,
You see
maybe
what
I
color
will
this
be.
flag is? You see what color
Well,
this flag is?
yes, that's what I'm saying. Red flag.
Red flag. That
What?
flag on the plate. So look,
What
here's
I
the thing,
do?
right? No, I'm gonna tell you what the red flag was, right? And anybody that's listening, we just on here kicking it for real, like that. I don't have no outline, no bullet points. We just talking for understanding because, and the reason why I'm talking like, oh yeah, I'm letting them know because they're used to my show being a certain way, and we're kind of like off. We're doing something a little different tonight. The reason why I'm spending so much time with CC tonight and we're talking about people in general, we're talking about her mindset, is because she ain't the only one. It's hundreds of thousands of y'all out here that think just like this. And I'm trying to understand for myself. Maybe Cece might learn something tonight. Maybe y'all may learn something tonight. Maybe you'll look at Cece and say, she's just like me and I'm good. Right? Right?
Yes, but I told you I took accountability for myself.
No. Let's not get it twisted. We're not talking about accountability. We're talking about people in general, women and men, who
Mhm.
are saying to themselves, this is just how I am. I'm
Oh
probably
yes,
going to be like this.
Cece
We're not
tried.
talking about accountability. You can say, I know it's my fault
My
and I'm just
child, my
like this, so
people.
I'm going to be short term for the rest of my life. I'm saying there's a lot of people that are making a conscious decision to
Mhm.
say, I'm good like this because this is my outcomes have been the same. They probably always will be, and it's
Always.
just gonna be what it is, right? Some people are saying that, and what I'm doing tonight is I'm taking an individual named Cece who has said some of the similar things, and we just want to understand because people that are like my age, be like, why? People that are your age and below, the millennials and below, they're like, this is how everybody is. What are you talking about? So I'm trying to understand. My audience wants to understand, like,
Mhm.
some of the things behind the scenes. That's all.
Okay. Well, for me, I don't know if anybody else is like me, but I'm
There's a
sure
lot
there's
of people out there like
I'm
you.
sure there's a CC tribe out there. I'm almost 40,
Uh-huh.
and I've never been in a relationship longer than 3 years. I always hit the close to the 3 year mark, and some ish happens, and it falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I just feel like, I don't want to pour. I pour so much into people, and I always end up with the short end of the stick. I always end up giving so much of myself that I have to start from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And they always end up better than where they were when they met me. And I'll always end up worse. So each
I
time
got
I
you.
have to build myself back up. I have to build myself back up, and I'm tired of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying I picked poorly each time. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to keep building back up, building back up, building back up. I'd rather just lightheartedly date,
Mm-hmm.
um, not pour into anybody because when I pour, I pour. So
Right.
I'd rather not pour at all.
Right. So, I'm a relationship coach, right?
Okay.
So, so, so here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
More people, I believe, well, I don't know about the rest of the world in the United States, are afraid than people who are not afraid, right? When it comes to dating, meeting people, whatever. A lot of people carry a lot of pain, trauma, all that stuff, right? It's a scary place to keep meeting new people, right? But here's the thing, right? This is how the universe works, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you say, I'm not going to shut the door on love forever, right? But for the foreseeable future,
Ain't no
hypothetically, not you, people could say, I'm not going to shut the door on love forever. But for the foreseeable future, I'm not even going to touch that because it's a scary place, right? You're living your life with this energy every day. God chooses to send Mr. Right your way. He can't connect with you because your energy is deflective, right? So it's two types of people, right? It's one type of person that says, I've been through enough stuff and I don't never want it again. That's person number one. And there's another person that says, I'm working on myself. I don't really want nobody. I'm not even going to try to, even if he's a perfect dude, I'm just not going to even indulge because I'm not going to do it. But one day I would love to be in something meaningful and long term. The person that wants to be in something long term, eventually one day, you don't get to pick what date that starts, right? There's no magic date where you say, okay, now I'm going to find my husband and I'm going to find. It doesn't work that way. Go ahead. Say your. You gonna be the first one? What? It doesn't work that way. We don't like people think that they can. And I'm gonna read now the comments. I don't know what happened, but now the comments are coming.
Oh. They reaming me.
So look. So here's the thing. Oh yeah, they coming. So here's the thing. Life doesn't work that way, right? In general, right? Mm-hmm. Like people will say, I'm gonna spend 3 years, and then on the 4th year, that's when I'm going to start looking for a husband, right? Life doesn't work that way. You could try it, but it doesn't work that way. The way life generally works is there's an energy that you give off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your energy may say, don't fuck with me, right? This your energy because you ain't ready. I'm working on me. No, not you, because you're a nice person. No. I'm going to tell you what you are in a second, right? So people do that, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll say, ain't nobody getting in. Not letting nobody in. 2 years, 3 years, ain't nobody getting in. But during that 2 or 3 years, it's some folks that tried to get at you. But they didn't have a chance because you got the don't fuck with me energy. Year number 4 comes and you say, I'm ready now. And don't nothing come your way. Because probably one of them people that tried to get at you, you kicked them away.
But that's not my energy though. I still want to hang out. I still
want to listen. Oh God. Listen. This is good. Just like your boy with the initials KS always says, we're gonna make this a teachable moment, right? You like hanging out. Mm-hmm. You're a nice person, so you're not giving the fuck you energy. However, when you meet that person and y'all start hanging out and it feels good, there's gonna be a point where you have to be like, nah, not going that far. Even if it checks off all your boxes, you're gonna still say, nah. And what I'm saying is, unless you have some egregious, because like I say, they'll claim healing for like 15 years. If you say one day I might want something, you can't just set the clock for that sometimes. Sometimes if a wonderful person comes in your life and you have boundaries set up to protect you, and they have to meet certain requirements to get to certain parts of you, why would you not try to see what happens? Because this is the key word that you said earlier.
What?
This must be just how I am. You said those words.
Yeah, because
That means if you've accepted that you're not willing to check to make any kind of corrections.
I've picked poorly. You know,
you have picked poorly, but you don't have to continue to pick poorly.
Pfizer hasn't made any medication for me.
Oh
yet.
God! You know what? I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna read some of these comments because you know my folks be coming with the stuff. So, Dope Discussions with Erica podcast says, "How do you vet your new people?" So here's the thing, right? Erica, she don't have to vet them because it ain't going nowhere. Am I right or am I wrong?
But that's the thing. Most guys don't want anything serious anyway, so it works out.
The guys that never mind. I'm gonna leave that one for later because you know where I was going with that. I'm gonna ask you. I got some other key questions too. I'm enjoying this, by the way. I don't know if you are, but this is I like because the reason why I say I like this is because we will sit back and we'll judge your decisions, but I've never really gotten a chance to really like talk to somebody who says this is me and I'm good, right? My generation is like, yeah, I've had some hurt, but if somebody comes along one day, I really, one day I want to be in that type of relationship. But some of these millennials and below, they're like, I'm 32, I'm good until I'm 95. Have a good day. Those are the people that I'm like, so you just don't want to connect with no human being outside of like hooking up and going to get a drink. Maybe that's just my old man thinking that you would want to have a connection that goes deeper than hooking up and hanging out at the bar.
Now, I wouldn't say all of that.
Or situationships. That's what a lot of them want. They want a situationship with no title, no nothing. Because anything above that is a relationship, right?
I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't want that. I don't want to be a vampire. You know what a vampire is? Like somebody that never sees the light of day. I wouldn't want that. You know?
I understand. You follow my logic, right? Even if you say I don't want a relationship, but I like hanging out. So you like the human connection. You just don't want to have to risk the vulnerability for you to get hurt. So you have to stop it somewhere. But I'm saying, let's say let's say you meet somebody and you hanging out with them and that thing just make your pinky toe shake and you be like, oh, I like hanging around this dude. Oh my God, I want to see him again. At some point, you have to be like, huh? You said what?
As long as I don't have to put energy into it.
See, I'm going down the comments again. So Tony Watts says she's the runaway bride. Yep, that's you. That's you.
Now see what happens. We're not even gonna go there.
Because this is my thing, right? I'm gonna say this again. Because I'm like I got the cape on. I'm the love superhero. Like I don't necessarily say you got to be married, but I think humans enjoy being connected. And for you to connect with someone, and it feels listen, hold on. For you to connect with someone, and it feels amazing, and you spending more and more time with them, and then at some point you got to be like, sorry, sir, I don't go that far. I'm not willing to put that much energy into it, but thank you. It was amazing. How does that like, you follow me? Like you gotta stop something that feels just like the way you need it.
But then when you give energy, something always happens. The other shoe always drops.
For the dude you chose.
That's what I'm saying. Poor picking habits.
All my coaches are in here. Hold on, let me go. It's about 2-3 coaches in here. Hold on. Boundaries. My female coach says boundaries will help you feel more confident in choosing. My other coach says, big homie, when Mr. Right comes, he's going to prove all her craziness wrong. Erica says you can develop a better picking system. And he says, yes, this is what I say all the time. Your trauma is picking them, not the you that has kind of You can't get rid of trauma, but you can manage it better. Your trauma is picking them. That's why they end up always being the same way. That's why coaches exist. That's why if you can attune your mind to pick based on what you need versus what your trauma, like everybody think they know what they want, but you don't really know why you're picking. Sometimes some women, like not you, sometimes women pick because they got daddy issues. Sometimes they pick because they dislike the sex. There's all of these different reasons why you pick that's not the knowing who you are and picking based on that. And then when the person comes in, they don't get it all. They get the discernment, they get the boundaries, they earn their way in. And even if it doesn't work, you're using the logic part of your brain because you know yourself. You say, okay, sir, it's been 2 weeks. I'm good. Hey, sir, it's this. I'm good. Because I'm going to tell you this, as a former jackass, we ain't that good. You have to be emotionally weak in order for me to play you. Okay? You have to be traumatized in order for me to be an asshole.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
a long period of time.
That's what I'm saying. I can't pick. Somebody would have to pick for me. I don't trust my picking.
That's why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm gonna read some of these comments, and I'm gonna tell you because this is the thing, right? We talked one long, we had a lengthy conversation, but here's the people that's on here now, including myself. We all love you, even though we don't know you, and not to say that we know better. No, seriously, this is why we coach, because we care more about people than we do. Like, yeah, because a lot of the stuff you're saying can be corrected, but you have to be willing to hear the fix. And when you say things like, "This is just how it's going to be," that means you're not willing to let the correction come in. There is a correction.
I don't see it happening in the far.
That's because you're in your own head. You know what? Let me get to these. So Tony Watts said he got tons of questions. I know you do.
Oh no.
He said, I think she checks out because she's afraid of the possible pain.
Well, I have endured pain. I have. So honestly, like I said, my picking, I've tried to adjust picking because
listen, let me stop you. Let me stop you real quick. Hold on. I gotta stop you. You keep saying I try to adjust the way I pick. That's where you're going wrong. You can't even trust yourself right now. You're going to have another person come in and say, this is what I see, and this is what I think you need to, because you can't.
The worst one that gave me the most enduring trauma, I didn't pick. Someone else picked.
It doesn't matter. You accepted it, though.
I accept. That's what I'm saying. I accept.
So there's still a problem. There's still a problem.
That I accepted.
There's still a problem. You said you took accountability. You got to be accountability for, even if Jesus, if somebody, not Jesus, let's say somebody picked somebody for you, they said y'all was perfect, and then it didn't feel right, and you stayed. That's a you problem.
It is.
I'm trying to help you here. All my coaches are here, like, yes, let's help her, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, no, listen, it's not like a feel sorry for. It's not like a feel sorry for thing. It's we hear this stuff every day. We help make corrections every day, and every buzzword that you can put in the book you've said tonight.
Oh my gosh!
This is a textbook.
Why can't
because this is what I believe, right?
My pimp cup in my hand.
Oh, stop it! I don't think you really want to be a pimp. I don't think that's what you really want. I don't think you want to be that pimp.
Oh my God.
I think somewhere deep down inside, you're like, I'm such a pleasant person. I'm a giver. Pleasant givers don't like being by themselves.
I'm a nice person. I am. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, here's a question for you. Erica asks, do you have a type?
Do I have a type? No, I don't actually. I just asked that you don't smell.
Mm-hmm.
and you're respectful, because that was a big problem. You're taller than me. You're considerate, and you're taller than me. And you don't, scare me when I roll over in the morning.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5", so how bad can that be?
Okay. I got some questions, but I'm from the from the folks in the thing. But so here's the thing, right? Because I wanna bring this back to center for a minute.
Mhm.
And you see how passionate I get about helping. Like I can see the corrections,
Oh my!
and you're like, "Nah, I'm
This
good."
supposed to be a regular show.
It is a regular show. I'm a relationship coach.
Oh my!
This ain't from the mind of Derek. This is Derek talking about love and relationships. You'll be fine. After this, you're gonna think about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it like this, right? The show is called.
My mama said I don't have to get married. I'm fine this way.
Nobody said anything about being married.
My mama
We know.
said that.
I know y'all don't want marriage. Okay, we already know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying not to look at the comments right now.
That's what my mama said.
This show is about how do you find love if you don't have any love left to give. Do you think that we veered off of that topic tonight?
It became the what's going on, why she feels that way show.
Are you not the reason why I picked that title?
Yes, but I thought it was
okay. And what's the name of your podcast? What's the name of your podcast? From the Mind of Cece. So what are we talking about tonight? Cece's mind.
Yes, my mind. What you call the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, your mind is a Rubik's Cube. I told, ladies and gentlemen, when I had a conversation with her, I told her her mind is a Rubik's Cube. And I'm not wrong. And the whole purpose of this show, we're talking about you some, we're talking about generation some, we're talking about women some, we're talking about men some. But here's the thing. The reason why I'm doubling down on these questions like this, it's about you, but it's really not about you. Because what I know for a fact, and with every coach on here, that these people, different people are asking questions, right? It's not just you. I said that earlier. There are hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people who you think that this is Cece. This is a lot of people.
A problem.
Listen, and we never really get to look under the hood. So this is exciting.
But that's the problem.
That's why what?
Why I'm like that, because they're like that.
No, stop it. Stop. You're killing me. I'm about to go back to the comments.
I wanted to. You think my door was open. Like Bruno Mars, my door was open.
No, Bruno Mars is leaving the door open though.
I left the door open. The door was open.
He said leave. He didn't say left.
I left it open. Leave it. I leave it. The door open. It was open.
I'm gonna just say this, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about you for a couple minutes, but we're gonna veer off of that, right? Only because of the comments. The people have questions.
I can't see the comments.
People have questions.
Go ahead.
Somebody said, when was your last relationship? 15 years ago?
No, it was actually very recent. I found out some things, and
no, we don't need to know the information, just the time frame.
I'm not going to indulge too much into it because they might be.
That's why I said just give us the time. That way you ain't got to overthink it.
I'm not even going to say the time because it's kind of.
Oh, okay.
All I'm going to say is that it seemed every time I talk about serious situations or saying when is that, anything that kind of talked about future, when are we going to, or are we going to, or try to make a foundation or a future, they just clam up or they don't want to talk about it. and that's something I had to or endured because of the situation I was in. Something I had to accept. And yet again, pouring in.
Yeah, we gonna, I know you don't want to, but we gonna talk after this on another date too, me and you.
But like I said, yeah, I tried to get closer and try to lock in and build, and they didn't want to.
And I'm gonna tell you this too. Another reason why I'm doing this tonight, and I know it may feel like an attack kind of a little bit, but it's really not. There's a lot of women on here right now that are saying, I was you. I was CC.
Oh.
Okay. This is why I do this, right? It's not about putting you on display. It's about having other people see that they're not alone. That's the whole point of all of my shows. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I really don't see it happening. I'm stubborn. So.
Yeah, really? You think? So look, let me get some of these questions. I'm choosing these questions wisely here. Dope Discussions with Erica podcast says, I felt like I've had no love. Hi, say it again.
I was saying hi, Erica.
Erica says, I felt like I had no love left to give several times, so I feel you, CC. It will get better with some healing work. And she also says you're attracted to emotionally unavailable guys. I'm familiar with that. The reason why I'm smiling and laughing and and I'm reading the comments is because what you're saying can be fixed.
But that's the thing. The emotionally available guys are bad in bed. The ones that picked.
What time is it? I'm gonna ask you a couple of real pertinent questions here. I've been talking about this for the past few weeks, right?
Oh.
Tony Watts, I do that show on Monday, right? With the men. And one of my co-hosts says, give her a hug from the team. Everybody's here with love. We here with love. This is love here.
I'm fine.
He says you're not stubborn, you're afraid.
I'm very stubborn.
Okay, well, that too.
If you tell me to do the opposite of it, that's what I would do.
So look, let me ask you these. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, right? About you born and raised in New York?
Born and raised in Brooklyn, yes.
Have all of your boyfriends been from New York?
Yes.
Have they been from the same borough?
Actually, believe it or not, the last two, no. New Jersey, Staten Island.
Okay. So hear my words. And I've been saying this to people for the past few months. Staten Island, New Jersey, and what else? That was it, right?
Yeah, I mean, mostly been the New York, New Jersey area.
Okay. New York, New Jersey area is CC's picking pond, right? And when you pick from that pond, despite all the other stuff you may have to work on, you're meeting the same type of guys. Results are always the same. But you've never gone outside of that pond. So you have no frame of reference to know if there's anything different. The sample size is too small. So what you've done is what a lot of people do is you've put an indictment on everyone, even though you're fishing in a small pond. You follow me?
That word sounds so serious, though.
That's what you've done. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. They'll say, I'm gonna give you like a real narrow example. You know how some people in the neighborhood every Friday after work they go to the same bar every week, right? And they know people there, and they'll meet someone there, and then that don't work, and then where do they go to find the next one? The same bar, right? And then when 2, 3, 4 of them don't work, what do they say? Men ain't shit. You only know men that went to that bar. Now your whole future is jaded because that bar messed you up. That one bar in that one city.
I wouldn't say I would never say that men ain't shit because there's men all over the world. I haven't encountered men in Germany or France or Uruguay. I haven't been around the world, so I wouldn't know.
You didn't even go. You don't even have to go around the world. Your sample size is only in you. You got a little radius, right? Which is where most of us date, where we're comfortable, and we think that that's life. It's not. We won't even go 3 hours, 4 hours away, or find some other method to increase radius to see there's different people out here. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to expand the perspective because
I've been on dates with people in other states, but nothing.
Say what?
I've been on dates with people in other states.
Yeah, because you said you want to hang out and have fun. We know what that is. We got you on that. We got you on that. My co-host Tony, he's from New York. He says not Staten Island. He says this ain't Smallville. This is New York. Dudes is out here. Tell her to leave her block. So look, here's the thing, right? Like I said, I'm not here to change you. I'm just because this is what let me tell you something. Everybody on here sees the same thing. Everybody on here sees the same thing I see. Every last one of them. They see the same thing I see. They see a nice woman, an attractive woman who has closed the door. And there's some things that can be tweaked so that you can have something that underneath all of that shell is something that you really wish you or want to have.
I'm an onion, multiple layers.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You don't want the door to be closed. That's what we all see. You don't want it to be closed. You feel like it has to be.
Just call me Teddy.
You know what? We gotta talk. Seriously.
Told you I'm stubborn.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, take another sip. Cause
It's almost done now. It's close to the bottom.
So I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions that are not so intrusive.
Well, y'all don't got all intrusive already.
Nah, now we have it. Everybody on here knows we only got like maybe 5%. So look,
how intrusive do y'all get?
How deep is your trauma?
Actually, no. Well, it's not daddy issues because I'm a daddy's girl. I have a great dad.
It's okay. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. But
to just anybody that's thinking, I have a great dad.
No, I guarantee you, no one on here has thought that.
Okay, just in case anybody did.
No one on here has thought that. Like I said, we talk to people every day, so no one thought that here. But we do know that there's some trauma there, and there's some boundaries that if you ever thought about getting back out there like that, the boundaries are essential, and all of these other things that have failed you. Yep, I know. It's okay. That's why I made this show. There's some people who have given up, and that there's no such thing as there's a guarantee that you'll find someone, but you definitely won't find them if that energy is wrong. Yep, there it is. Defeated. But it's okay. We gonna have another chat though. Dope discussions with Erica says I've dated way outside of my area, but the results was still the same person. That's because she was picked. Ain't no C. That's because she didn't make the tweaks that she wanted. She's on the other side of that now.
No, Erica's that's my best friend's name. I knew I was gonna like Erica.
Yeah, I might have to hook y'all up. That's Erica's the boundary queen. If anybody can get you straight, she can.
No, but
I know you ain't ready for it. But you got a whole lot of years ahead of you. If you ever thought about possibly finding someone for you, hook up with Erica and she will show you, because she's been you before. And she's not married. She's out here dating, but she's dating knowing that her boundaries are gonna keep her from a lot of the trash out here. So because I don't think, like, this is my whole thing. People who hang out, you're not gonna hang out with somebody that you're not attracted to.
No.
Right? Mm-mm. You may run into someone that it's just magical. You're gonna sabotage it.
I wouldn't sabotage.
You have to sabotage it.
No.
Because then it looks like a long-term relationship after a while.
That's not true.
Okay.
I'm very honest and upfront person. So I would tell somebody about what I expect and what my situations are upfront. I always do.
So let me give you this scenario, because we ain't gonna be on here all night. I can do this all night though. But you meet someone, you tell them, you know what, I don't want nothing. Y'all hanging out for 6-7 months. Mm-hmm. Feels amazing. Mm-hmm. You can just keep that shut. Is that strong?
Guys do it all the time.
Are you a guy?
Huh?
I'm just saying.
Guys do it happens all the time. All the time.
Okay. But newsflash, you're still a woman.
Well, what's the difference? If I told you up front, that's what it is. Why should it change? Because I'm, because I have breast or not.
Like I said, I'm not your judge. I just wanted to understand that's what this whole thing was about.
All the time.
I understand.
If I tell you I'm a duck, day one, don't expect me to move in month 7.
So basically, emotions are in the trash. Like, you don't even know, it's just gone.
Like I said, I will say this. Like I said, my cup is almost as empty as a Chardonnay bottle. It would have to take a lot of pouring. And that would have to be a very, what's the word? I can't even think of words right now. It had to be a very giving person. And I don't see that happening.
Okay. Like I said, we're going to talk. We're going to talk.
Nothing's impossible. Like I said, nothing is impossible.
What? Say that again. Oh, what? It's the first time we heard this tonight. Say that again.
I said nothing's impossible, but I highly doubt it. I would say 95%.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got you. It's just, I know that somewhere underneath the onion, there's this sweet woman that would love to have that, and you're blocking all of it.
It's not my. Like I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking skills has done this to me.
Oh, why keep putting the top on it?
It's a self-inflicted problem.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Pfizer has not made medication for poor picking habits.
They make coaches for that.
Yes,
oh do. Yeah. Oh, this is fixable, but you gotta want it to be fixed, and you don't want that right now.
I'm very stubborn, like I said.
It's cool, but this was amazing. I know you might not have felt that way, but this was amazing.
Y'all be ganging up on me, gang.
Ain't nobody ganging up on you. This was all in love. At the end of the day, all the comments were trying to figure it out, right? I say that this was amazing.
Mean. Nobody was mean.
Yeah, nobody will ever be mean on my show. I don't allow meanness on my show. People were generally concerned about how to fix it, if it's fixable, and if not, they want you to, like, at the end of the day, everybody that rock with me, we love people. We love Black people. So we want everybody to be okay, but we can't save everybody. We want you to be happy. And today, huh?
I'm happy. I find joys in things.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you
Like
do.
friends and stuff.
I know you do. But I say that this was a very informative show, and even whether you think so or not, you've helped people that haven't even seen this show gain a perspective, right? Whether they agree with it, whether they don't agree with it, somebody's going to get some help by listening to the comments, by listening to me and listening to you. That's what I do here. It may have seemed like somebody was ganging up on you, but we, meaning me, the people that are, you call the gang, whatever, we wasn't expecting to hear the trigger words tonight. And so we all got triggered. So if you felt like it was a gang, I apologize.
Gang.
I apologize.
I know I said trigger words. I was like,
trigger happy all night.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, we're gonna talk about this all. The reason why they're because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? What we know as human beings, it's very hard for a human being to be emotionless, right?
I didn't say I was emotional.
No, wait, because you have to chop them off if they get too deep, right? Because we don't want that to happen again. When people can shut it off, there's some fixing to be done, right? Because this is how situations start, right? Everybody on here has been in them. I don't want nothing. We just chilling. Somebody starts catching feelings, you're going to continue to double down on the emotional part of it and end up hurting yourself in the end. Or you got to stop it and chop it off even though it feels good. There's a part of you as a human that you have to be capable of shutting it off. It's not innate in us humans to do that unless we have trauma. When it's good. You follow me?
Because it's a what is it? Self-defense mechanism.
Trauma. You can call it whatever you want to. I'm just letting you know this is when you asked, you didn't realize that there was trigger. We know that humans have emotions. So when you're able to shut them off, that's not a positive. Her phone probably died, y'all, because we've been on here for a minute, or her iPad or whatever. So what I'm going to do, because I know it's going to take her a while to get back, I'm going to give her a couple minutes, but I just want to kind of start wrapping this up. This show, although, she may have felt like it was, an attack, there's nothing but love coming from me. There's nothing but love coming from the people in the comments. And I really wanted to identify some of the things. Oh, she's back. Okay.
Oh, hey. That was me? Oh my gosh. I was going to try to run to my phone. It was
me. You good. I thought your battery died.
No, I guess it was my Wi-Fi. It must have cut out.
Okay. So what I was telling them while you was gone was, this was a very, you will not ever realize how important this was, but this was a very, very important show to hear for days, months, and years to come.
I hope so. I hope
they will learn. You like I was just telling them, you may have felt like it was gang, but it's all love.
But as I said, I know it's all love. I know it is. I'm not. Trust me. It's fine. I get it.
Erica said she thought you said forget this and checked out when your thing.
No, I don't. I mean, I would never do that to him. I wouldn't just run like that. I wouldn't do that.
So the reason why, and I'm gonna repeat this again, the reason why this was a very powerful show, probably one of the most powerful shows I've ever done, because very rarely do we get this much honesty from people. And that's another reason, let's be clear. I'm going to, even though I know that there were some things that triggered some people in the audience to want to try to help and fix and maneuver,
Mhm.
The reason why I even brought you on the show is even deeper than the conversation we had. You have to think about, I'm a very big stickler on words and choices that people choose, right? Your podcast is called From the Mind of CC,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that there's layers to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I bring people on my show that I feel like are intelligent. I bring people on my show that have value to give people. So tonight, like I said earlier in the show, we got into the mind of CC tonight. And
But see, I try not to go into deep conversations. You know, I try to keep stuff lighthearted. I'm a little bit more.
but see, here's the thing, though. No, but I get that. But here's the thing, right? This deep conversation, whether you believe it or not, it's gonna make you think tonight when you get off of here a little bit. And
See, that's
not to think to make corrections, because I know you stubborn, but you're gonna think about it a little bit. And what I want first to say to you, I appreciate you for coming on here and being so honest, because we don't get to hear honesty like this from people. Like, I'm a coach, I talk to people every day. People are not honest about their lives and what they've gone through and the decisions they make. They always try to paint this thing as being this rosy thing. And that's what I was talking about earlier. People will just say, I'm just healing, and that's why. And it'll be like 10 years. And I'm like, are you seeing a therapist you healing, or are you doing this yourself for 10 years? I've been celibate for 15 years, and I'm like, but do you want to find somebody? Yeah, I do. I want to be in a relationship. And I'm like, okay, you haven't been on a date in 10 years. It's a muscle that you're not working out. Like, you don't even know how to interact with people. So when people start saying these things, it gets a rise out of me, because I'm like, but you said you eventually want to be married, but you're not even dating. It doesn't, like, the math doesn't add up. So when people say, and I've met a lot and talked to a lot of women over the years that will say things like, I don't want a relationship. I don't ever want to be married. I am highly capable of meeting people, hanging out with them, sleeping with them, devoid of emotion. And when people say I can turn my emotions off, there has to be something traumatic, because we all have them. We all have them. That's not to say you're going to fall in love.
Tribe.
Huh?
They probably just part of my tribe.
You know what? I'm not saying you got to fall in love, but if you put someone in front of you that you're attracted to, they check off all your normal relationship boxes, and you hanging out with them, but you shut off everything. It's one thing to feel something and never say it. It's another thing to be able to shut it off. That's what I'm talking about.
Like I said, it's a self-defense mechanism. You don't want to get hurt. You have nothing. You don't want to pour, and you don't want to get hurt. That's
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we gonna cap the night off with that. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. Me and you gonna have another conversation though, so be ready for that one. Somebody said this is amazing, Derek. See what I'm saying? It's not all doom and gloom. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm not a doom and gloom person. You see me?
I know that. I'm just letting you know that wasn't.
Even gang, pow. I still say and smile. There's nothing.
Yeah, you held your own tonight. I'll give you that. You held your own tonight, and you were honest. And that's something that we need.
Honest person. That's just how I am.
And like I said, and like Erica said, there's a lot of women out here who have given up on love.
Exactly.
There's a lot of women out here that will identify with everything you're saying, and they agree with you.
Exactly.
So a lot of people out here that says, why would you give up on love for the rest of your life? And you on this age, no matter who comes your way, you're just done. It's some of us that don't understand that. Right? So that's where the contention comes in, because people who there's not you, there's women and men that have made an indictment on the whole gender, and they only dating people in their city, right?
No, like I said, I don't put I wouldn't put indictment on the whole gender. I still think men are great. I think they're great. As I said, I have more male friends than female friends. I have great encounters with men. It's not that. It's just that for me, relationships cost me too much. Literally.
I understand. I'm gonna let you, as they say on Clubhouse, I'm gonna let you land your plane right there. And yeah, this speaks to a deep, like, I think one day I might have you back on a panel of people, not about a CC topic, but just to talk about the current state of affairs of where this whole dating thing goes. Because like I said, if you talk to people that are like in Gen Z, they're already saying this at 22. And they ain't even been through nothing yet.
Now you think I might be off? They're off. I'm sorry. Anybody born after 95, I don't trust them.
Yep. So, like I said, I'm not here to say, Cece, you need to go this way. And I'm saying, I just want to understand. I got questions. And this is the first time I've ever had somebody be honest about it.
Yeah, but I told you.
All of the magical powers I have, you're the first person that's ever really been honest about it. So that's why all of the questions started fighting. Because when we was at 30 minutes into the show, I was like, oh, we might have to be wrapping this up soon. And then I was like, wait, I got another question. Wait. And then the comments started coming in. I was like, so, yeah.
I can't see them, but I guess I see them when
Yeah, you'll see them on the backside. But yeah, it's Erica says we can't give advice if people are not receptive to it. Yeah, I'm not here to. I'm receptive.
I'm receptive. I'll listen. But like I said, love cost me too much.
I got you. You know what it is too. You know what the other the other trigger is for a lot of us in this room. Right?
It's like I don't want to be homeless again because of love.
No, listen. Another trigger for the people in here, right? Because a lot of us are like at least 10 years older than you. We've all been male and female, and we've all like in this thing, we've all made the decision to work on things so that we don't have a heart that's so hardened that we block our blessings. So when people hear you talk, they're like, I know how she feels.
Why are you saying blessings? Don't put the Lord. Listen. No.
Opportunities?
Yes, say opportunities. I like that.
Everybody on here being you, including me. That's why it's so personal. That's why I'm so passionate about I being you. Everybody on here has heard my stories. I was at the point of devastation and I ain't give a damn about nobody else. I didn't care, didn't want it. Short term, all day long for like a decade. Didn't give a damn.
Well, like I said, my cup. I have no energy to give.
I got you. We got you on that. We've all been there. You got to live there for a little while. I just don't want you to give up on it permanently. We gonna talk.
Pam Grier.
Tashira says Derek was for the streets. I was for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. But I didn't give up. And if you do choose to give up, that's your prerogative. But I think that there's a redemption story for you on the other side of this.
I feel it in my bones. Is happening. Sanaya Lathan, Pam Grier.
Are you talking about other people? We talking about you.
They happy. Pam Grier is happy with her horses and her farm, her ranch.
And we got to chip in and do a GoFundMe to get you a horse there. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you for coming on. I'm going to have you back for something, though.
I appreciate everybody's thoughts and concerns and well wishes and gang. I appreciate it. It may not seem like it, but I do. I love the love that everybody, I feel the love through the iPad screen.
Erica says I'm bullying you into love. No, I'm not. I'm just about providing options. I don't bully anybody. You make your own decision, but I want you to see the options. That's all. Some of these comments, I'm getting off of here because Tashira says that horse can't keep you warm at night. So anyway, I appreciate you for coming on. We're gonna do something else together. And somewhere down the line, I need to be on your show too. We about to get this in. Tashira says I'm a bully. I bully her. When I see that little spark, I be like, no, it's there. You just don't. I see it. Like, I'm very good at this. And so when I see it, I'm like, it's there. And you be like, no, it's not. I be like, oh, it's in there. I can see it. But anyway, we're going to get off of here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody's comments tonight. I know CC did. And I
appreciate everybody.
And we're going to have you back. Anything? Oh, tell everybody where to find you, how to find you,
yes.
podcast, Instagram, all that.
Okay. So like I said, mine is not as serious. But it's from the mind of CC. I'm on the same streaming platforms. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google, your basic. It's from the mind of CC. Of course, CC is spelled CECE. And of course, I'm on IG as well. Make sure you listen to me. And I do mine monthly, and I might throw a bonus here and there. And I'm also on YouTube. Yep.
She has good content, ladies and gentlemen. The shows are amazing.
I love
this right here was a little offshoot, but this isn't indicative of her content. So I just wanted to make that, like she said, I want to make that clear. She has great content. She's a great person. I just, I want the little heart to pump a little bit, I want the blood to pump a little bit. We're gonna get you there though. So on that note, we're gonna get out of here. And you guys have an amazing night. And CC gonna be back, and we're gonna have more fun. We won't even be talking about you next time. How about that?
Make sure y'all follow me. I'll follow y'all back on IG. I want to talk to everybody.
Yep.
All right.
The Instagram is at the Mind of CC.
From the Mind of CC.
And follow her. She gonna follow you back. And we gonna have fun. I know tonight was a little serious. Tashira says, "Is this the girl you said was like me?" Yep, this is her.
Oh, I see twinning. See.
Yep. So we gonna get out of here, ladies. Yeah, exactly. We gonna get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all. Love you all. Make sure that you go to relationshipgumbo.info and get all the goodies and everything that I have to offer. Make sure that you tune in every Monday. It's also on my site too. On my Instagram, go to the link in the bio, Instagram relationship_gumbo, and on every Monday at 8 p.m. the men's show, Real Shop Talk. We talk about some things on there about men, manhood, and all those good things. So make sure you tune into that. And y'all have a good night. Make sure you take care of yourself, the old ones, the young ones, and everybody in between. And good night.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship gumbo.